ECAT's production of OA Sports are provided by RevT, we simplify technology for better. The Easton Lions Club, Doug King Builders Incorporated. ECAT would like to thank all the sponsors for the support of producing OA Sports.
Hello and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Oliver Ames boys varsity soccer team playing against Stoughton here on October 8th, 2024. Cool evening, early evening here in Easton, about 65 degrees I'd say outside. This is Oliver Ames' first game playing, in a long break, so this is October 8th now. I think our last game was September 30th, so boys coming off a long break. In between games. Last game was a tie against North Attleboro, bringing Oliver Ames to 6-0-2 on the season. With that tie continues a stream of Oliver Ames having a hard time putting the ball in the back of the net more than one time a game. On the other hand, Stoughton, new coach, new team this year, retired or moved on a lot of senior players. They're at 3-4 on the season so far, with 2 ties. So that puts them in 3rd place in the Davenport. Oliver Ames is down at 2nd place. 1st place right now by Mansfield, who Oliver Ames did beat early in the season. Now Oliver Ames does have a game in hand, meaning one more game that they get to play instead of to catch up on the rocks, on the books. Lineup looking pretty usual for Oliver Ames here. Looks like Craig Church will be taking the start. Stoughton is getting a started, but Luke Churchill taking the ball away, springing Cyrus and Johnny down the left-hand side. Ball rolls just behind him, probably not where he wanted to go, looking to move to the center. Taken off his feet by 2 Stoughton defenders. Push forward, put only as far as midfield. And Johnny gets the ball back, gets it to Craig Churchill, tries to slide Johnny down the left-hand side, but picked up by Stonehill. Slip up by Stonehill. Ball rolls out of bounds for Connor Hedrick, who's getting the start in today. He hasn't started in the past 2 or 3 games. So good for him to get back onto the starting lineup for the team. He's played a very good season so far, as has the rest of the defense. Only giving up 2 goals all season long. Bob Anikas breaks through the Stoughton defense here, tries to get Hanjani the ball. Hanjani does get the ball. His cross not as strong and clean as he wanted to, but has to be cleared out of bounds by a Stoughton defender for an Oliver Ames throw-in. So slight changes to the lineup coming clear now. Looks like Lucas Halama starting in central defense, allowing Hedrick to come back on the field and Alejandro Landaverde to be on the bench, sick or injured, not sure, or coach's decision, not sure what the story is there. And Johnny recovering, getting the ball smartly back to junior goalkeeper Zach Gilson. kept many clean sheets so far this season, obviously with all of Ames' good record so far in the season and only giving up 2 goals so far this year. Ball pushed forward now, out of bounds for an Oliver Ames throw-in. Walsh should get us restarted here. Quick throw to Churchill. Does a good job shielding the ball from Damasio from Stoughton. Gets the ball back to a defense. Now, Oliver Ames, as I mentioned, coming off a tie. 2 ties so far this season to a 4th-place team in the Kelly Rex and a 3rd-place team here in the Davenport. So, not the types of teams you would expect to be able to tie up against Oliver Ames. Walsh now with some space pushing down the right-hand side. Options. Gets it to Churchill, touches it back to Bernielli. Bernielli dribbles past a Stoughton defender but loses to another Stoughton defender. Stoughton now coming up through the middle. As I mentioned, Oliver Ames coming off a tie to North Attleboro. Their other tie was actually to Attleboro themselves. 1 home and 1 away. And with that tie last week, the long week on time off, power rankings have updated for Massachusetts Division II rankings. Oliver Ames losing 10 spots, moving from 11th to 21st. And Johnny now one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Chips his shot off right over into the back of the net. 1-0. Early goal from Hanjani. 3rd or 4th goal in the season for him. Great comm play. Excellent pass forward by, I believe, Luke Churchill. Excellent goal by him. 36 minutes still left in the first half. 1-0 Oliver Ames. Stoughton gets us restarted here. Halama controls the ball, smartly turns it around back to Jackson Mercier, who seems to have solidified his position at the central defense. Walsh under pressure. Stoughton pushing forward with Alex Kozak. Ball lost just outside the box. Stoughton now with the ball. Walsh does a good job stepping in, making the tackle. Ball lost to Babanikas. Babanikas, who springs Hanjani down. Same position as his previous goal. Let's see if he can double it up. Excellent save by goalkeeper Hassan Harabi. Owe maintains control of the ball just outside the box. Luke Churchill goes back to Hanjani. Josh Braz now with the ball just about where a PK would be taken. Over to Bernielli on the far side of but keeping it inside the box. Strong header by the Stoughton defender to push it away from the box. Walsh now in the corner. Good job finding Luke Churchill at the top of the box. Couple ricochets. Stoughton comes away with the ball. Strong tackle by Nicky Babanikas to cut down that counterattack. Kirk Churchill now with the ball about midfield, turns it up to Josh Braz. Josh Braz over to Bernielli, top of the box. 3 defenders on him, gets his shot off, and it's going to be ricochets out of bounds for a Oliver Ames goal kick. Barata calling three defenders back against his normal 2. This is a corner kick position for Luke Churchill. Lucas Halama's height standing directly in the center of the goal mouth. Ball chipped over, cross goal. Craig Churchill gets his head to it. Great save by the positioning save by the Stoughton goalkeeper. 35 minutes left in the game, or left in the first half. 1-0 Oliver Ames. Goal kick goes out to midfield. First touch to Derek Walsh. Oliver Ames does a good job bringing that ball down, keeping it in control. Connor Hedrick moves the ball forward to Josh Braz. Captain Craig Churchill now with the ball. Finds Connor Hedrick again, moves the ball forward to goal scorer Cyrus Hanjani. Dribbles through 3 defenders, gets the ball to Braz. Good control by Oliver Ames here. Luke Churchill turning the ball up, trying to get into the box. Ricochets off a few defenders and cleared out of bounds by Colin Grant from Stoughton. Nicky Babanikas, another strong tackle and ball control from him, keeping the ball away from Damasio. I believe senior captain from the Stoughton team. Mercieri looking to spring Craig Churchill. Does find him after a ricochet from the Stoughton defender. Ball kicked out of bounds for an Oliver Ames, deep Oliver Ames throw-in. Walsh coming over to take the throw. Everyone's staying long. Walsh launches the ball to Braz, who tries to flick it on. Gets it to center. Craig Churchill gets a hit to it again, but Stoughton comes away with the ball and sends it clear. Strong header by Lucas Halama, keeping it away from Cameron Wilson from Stoughton. Cyrus and Johnny turns, but has 4 defenders on him, loses the ball to Stoughton. Craig Churchill back to Babanikas. Babanikas shot from well outside the box. Takes a weird bounce, bounces out of bounds for a Stoughton goal kick. Both teams scoring only 18 goals so far in the season, so 2 of the lower scoring teams in the Hockomock. Churchill to Walsh down the right-hand side. Walsh's touch escapes him, loses it to Stoughton. Excellent run on by Cameron Wilson's going to be 1-1 with the goalkeeper. Excellent save by Lucas Halama coming all over to get that tackle on. Ball out of bounds for a goal kick for Oliver Ames here. Jackson Mercier to take the kick. Ball launched to midfield. Josh Braz tries to bring it down, one-on-one with a Stoughton defender. Gets control of the ball within the box. Chips in the center for Craig Churchill, whose touch goes directly to the goalkeeper. Ball sent to half. Halama's there to get the first touch to it. Tries to get it to Hedrick, but Stoughton comes away with the ball. Mercier comes up, steps forward, and sends that ball out of the defensive zone. Cameron Wilson from Stoughton certainly causing a lot of pressure on this Oliver Ames back line. He's had a few chances now. Seems to have a speed advantage over Halama, despite Halama coming away with that win last time. Babanikas comes away with the ball now. Hedger tries to get the ball to Braz in the middle. Comes up, Bernie Elliott almost gets that ball just outside the box for a shot. Good job by goal scorer Cyrus and Johnny to come away with that ball. Take a quick shot on goal, but directly at Hassan Harabi from Stoughton. First touch to Stoughton off the kick, but second touch, the more important touch, brought down by Jackson Mercier. Again, Cyrus and Johnny down that left-hand side. Excellent save by goalkeeper Hassan Harabi. Gave up that first goal in the first 5 minutes of the game, but since then has been pressured. Probably could have given up 2, if not 3 more goals, but has done a good job coming away with those saves. Ball lost out of bounds for Stoughton. Connor Hedrick over to take the throw-in. Gets the ball quickly to Craig Churchill, pushed down from behind for a free kick for Oliver Ames. senior captain Mercieri to get us restarted here at about midfield. Majority of the team push forward. Ball goes directly to the top of the box. Stonehill gets the first head to it, loses out of bounds for an Oliver Ames throw-in. Bernielli gets the ball quickly to Babanikas just outside the box. Gets it back to Walsh. Pushes it back out safely to Mercier, who tries to get it into the box, but picked up by Stoughton's defense. Luke Churchill to Craig Churchill, senior captains and brothers. Babanikas to Walsh just outside the box. Two defenders on him. Ball lost. Damasio tries to spring Wilson, but Jackson Mercier is there to clean up the ball, get the ball back to goalkeeper Zach Gilson. Oliver Ames' defense, who's been very good on this season, as I said, only giving up 2 goals so far through the first 8 games of the season, so clearly a great defense. But their strength has been the ability to move the ball around and switch fields. I think in this early part of the game here, I know we're only 10 or 15 minutes into the game so far, but they've lost the ball 2 or 3 times now to a high press from Stoughton, which is very unlike them. Luiga from Stoughton picks up the ball, sends it forward to their other senior captain, but ball's chipped in too far, picked up by Gilson. Gilson finds Walsh. Walsh's pass over to Craig Churchill, not on the mark. Strong tackle by Luke Churchill. Tries to go back to Cyrus and Johnny, the early goal scorer, but that's picked up quickly by Stoughton's defense. Stoughton's midfield and forward seems to be on a different page on that pass. No one was making that run, but that ball was in behind Oliver Ames' defense. Missed a substitution for Oliver Ames. Looked like Bernie Ellie came off for senior Drew Hall. Excellent chip on by him trying to get to Luke Churchill, but an excellent save by Andrew Luiga. Really strong defense there by Luis Flores from Stoughton to shield that ball out of bounds. A little push in the back from Hinjani at the end. Connor Hedrick getting a head to the ball, pushing it forward for Oliver Ames' offense. Does eventually get to Craig Churchill, gets the ball back to Babanikas. Again to Cyrus and Johnny, who does dribble through two defenders to get in the box. His cross ricochets off the goalkeeper, sent out of bounds intelligently by Kyle Garrity from Stoughton. Now, this would be the type of throw that you'll see senior Drew Hall come over. A baseball catcher with an extremely powerful arm here can launch that ball as if it's a corner kick into the box. Ball launched directly to the center, first headed away by Stoughton. Luke Churchill called for jumping into the back of Stoughton captain. The Stoughton captain can't see his number from here. It was Damasio from Stoughton who was fouled there. Their free kick only goes as far as Halama's head, directly to Craig Churchill, to Luke Churchill. Babanikas tries to spring Cyrus and Johnny again down the left-hand side. Strong defense by the Stoughton defenders who do collide into each other, allow Drew Hall to send in a long shot or cross from that corner. Goes harmlessly out of bounds for a goal kick for Stoughton. No one at that far post looking for that run on. timeout called here. I'm not sure by which team here. I believe I heard Oliver Ames coach John Barada call for that timeout. Early timeout in this game, not common, but also not common that you're calling a lot of timeouts in the first half either. So John Barada seeing something he needs to fix with his team here, despite being up 1-0. 25 minutes left in the first half. As I mentioned earlier, the biggest problem facing this Oliver Ames team, probably twofold. Difficulty scoring and almost a blueprint created by some of the teams that have tied them this season. Playing 5 defenders against them, playing a tight midfield up against those defenders, not allowing that ball to get pushed forward, pushed forward successfully into the box. And lack of goal scoring is going to be a problem in terms of the power rankings, because the way we power rank in Massachusetts high school soccer is goal differential and strength of opponent. You're allowed to have a goal differential of +3 per game, which is certainly allowing other teams to get into a better position in the power rankings than Oliver Ames, despite Oliver Ames not losing yet this season. Second ranking would be, I mentioned the goal differential. Second ranking is opponent ranking, which, being as you're in a division, you don't have much control over who you're playing. There are a few games you're allowed to select against other opponents, so we'll be playing Concord Carlisle, probably the number 1 team in the state, towards the end of the season, which should assist in that opponent ranking, but goal differential being a key measurable for your power rankings, the Oliver Ames needs to start finding a way to win games by multiple goals. Power rankings, of course, give you your seeding as you go into the playoff race. Lucas Alama cleans up that ball that was brought in by the Stoughton offense. Craig Churchill tries to bring Josh Brash on the right-hand side. Well defended by the Stoughton defenders, getting that ball guarded and shielded into goalkeeper San Harabi's hands. Now, playoff entry is allowed for all teams that have a winning record. So teams like Stoughton, for example, that are currently in 44th place in the power rankings, so not currently qualified by ranking to make the playoffs. They are 3-4 and have a chance to get a winning record to get that playoff berth. Oliver Ames probably technically already in the playoffs. One more win should absolutely lock it in. Luke Churchill now driving up against the Stoughton defense. Pulls the ball back for brother Craig Churchill. Churchill finds Bob Anikas, who looks around for options in the center. Goes again to Cyrus and Johnny. First touch looked very, very good. Luke Churchill now with a great shooting opportunity off the post and out of bounds. We've talked a lot about goal differential and the lack of scoring for this Oliver Ames teams. I mean, comes down to a lot of things like that, where the ball is just not going in the net despite open opportunities. Coach John Barada constantly looking for ways for this generate this scoring for this team. For example, starting forward right now, Drew Hall, or forward that's in the game right now, Drew Hall, was our goalkeeper for the past 2 seasons when we won the state championships for the Division II. So, 2-time starting Division II championship goalkeeper is currently the forward for the team. certainly not what we expected for a lineup as we went into the season, but trying to find goals, Drew Hall has got a massive shot, so that was why he's up there. Craig Churchill does a good job fighting to get control of the ball, tries to get that ball to Johnny, can't do it. Bob Benikas now has got Walsh on the right-hand side. Walsh's first touch in the box. Looks to cross Johnny. Picked up by Luis Flores from Stoughton, who's starting to do a better job covering Hanjani, who was seemingly owning that position at the beginning of the game. Craig Churchill now turns, springs the ball into the box with a cross. No one there to pick it up and headed away by Stoughton. Only as far as Johnny. Touch to Drew Hall, who slams that ball directly into the back of the goal. Drew Hall, second on the season, I believe. Excellent work by Johnny. Excellent work on that throw-in to get that ball free to find Drew Hall open the center who can slam that ball directly in. (2-0) all over Ames here. 20 minutes left in the first half. Drew Hall does a great high press there, getting the ball off Anthony Damasio's feet. Pushes Stoughton deeper back. They've got to punt the ball out, picked up by Luke Churchill now. Options in front of him. Dribbles into the box. Shooting opportunity for him. Extra touch, chips it back to brother Craig Churchill's shot goes off of Damasio. Craig Churchill the ball now again. Has got Walsh. Sends the ball back all the way across field, finding Lucas Halama. Halama couldn't corral that ball, picked up or challenged by Stoughton, but does a good job of getting that ball back to Gilson, to Mercieri. Sends the ball downfield, flicked on by Craig Churchill. Connor Hedrick now with some space to run down the left-hand side. Tries to get the ball, and Johnny kicked out of bounds by Stoughton. Goal scorer Drew Hall over to take this throw. 2 defenders back, 3 defenders back. Connor's pushing back now as well, so look for this ball to go directly into the box for a head quick shot chance, but also dangerous for a counterattack for Stoughton if they can get to the ball first. Ball pushed out by Stoughton, but high, so high and slow allows Jackson Mercier to come onto it. Shooting opportunity for Bob Benikas. Ball's high and wide, though. Smart play by Bob Benikas. That's the type of play that if you try to bring that ball down, make a pass, that Stoughton defense is so dug in and back that losing the ball there is a huge counterattacking opportunity for them. So taking that shot high, looking for a corner of the goal is absolutely the right thing to do. Unfortunately, the shot was off target, but that's fine. It was still a right decision to make there. Bob Benikas heads the ball forward to Hall, gets the ball over to Hanjani. Stoughton's defense does a good job pulling that ball away and not kicking it directly out of bounds. Here comes the Stoughton counterattack we've been talking about, but that ball's too far, picked up by Mercier. Gets the ball back to goalkeeper Gilson. Gilson launches to midfield. First and second touch to Stoughton. Excellent tackle by Nicky Babanikas. Has got space to run on here. That first and second touch, excellent time for him to run. He's got Walsh behind him. Walsh gets the ball over to Churchill. Churchill launches the ball to the left-hand side to find an open Cyrus and Johnny. Excellent link and play by him to Craig Churchill. I believe that was kicked out of bounds by the goalkeeper. Yep, so it looks like we will have a All-Over Ames corner kick, and Johnny over to take it. Headed out by Stoughton. And Johnny gets the ball, quickly fouled. He's going to give a great opportunity for Mercier to launch in either a shot or a cross here. Mercier pushing forward. Walsh comes back to maintain some defense. Connor Hedrick only man way back there, but doesn't look like Stoughton's got anyone high to challenge for a counterattack anyways. Majority of players positioning themselves at the far post. Two-man wall for Stoughton. Excellent cross or shot by Mercier. He looked very, very dangerous, but ends up being touched out of bounds, or saved up. Perhaps a save on that from the Stoughton goalkeeper. We've got a corner kick now for Easton. Good corner kick by Luke Churchill, but picked up by the Stoughton goalkeeper. Launches the ball to about midfield. Heavy tackle by Bob Nikas there is going to give Stoughton a free kick at midfield. They look to take it quick. Refs do ask for a stop. I'm not sure if the ball was rolling or if they're stopping it because of potential injury there. Stoughton players now crowding the top of the box. Chip to the box, first header by Stoughton, Anthony Damasio, but goalkeeper Zach Gilson off the line to make that catch and send the ball back to half. Alverne's midfield trying to get something going there, but ball's kicked long and lost out of bounds for a Stoughton goal kick. Johnny gets the ball over to Elliott on the right-hand side. Stoughton pushed the ball over, and Bob Nikas is back to make the initial tackle, come away with control of the ball. Finds Luke Churchill. Referee calling for a play on the foul against Bob Nikas. Churchill with options on the right-hand side. Finds Walsh on the right-hand side. Walsh picks his head up, chips that cross all the way across the field to Cyrus and Johnny. Johnny is touched into the box a little too heavy for him. Ball kicked away by the Stoughton defense out of bounds. Hedrick gets us quickly restarted, tries to find Johnny, but the throws a little high over to Stoughton. Good clearance by the Stoughton defense. Wilson from Stoughton trying to get some level of control for Stoughton on offense. Eventually loses the ball to Mercier. And we're back to Oliver Ames dribbling into Stoughton's defensive half. Drew Hall enough to launch that ball into the box. Oh, not a heavy presence or a coordinated presence seems by Oliver Ames in the box. It feels like there's more Stoughton players, but their header goes directly out of bounds. And although from this angle it looked like a goal, it goes off the back netting. Shot taken by Luke Churchill just outside the box, wide left for a Stoughton goal kick. Josh Brass coming back into the field. Drew Hall leaving. Luke Churchill, Craig Churchill, great turn by him. Very strong slide tackle by Luiga from Stoughton. Stop a certain goal-scoring approach for Oliver Ames there. Churchill fights to get the ball back for Oliver Ames. Gets it to Cyrus across the box. Shot on, saved away by Hassan Harabi. Keeping his team in this game. Oliver Ames only up 2-0. Probably could be 5 or 6-0 without that strong goalkeeping play. Corner kick goes across, hit, I think, only by Stoughton players who almost got that ball into their own goal. Eventually fought to clear that out. Another Oliver Ames goal kick here. No, I'm sorry, corner kick here. 10 minutes left in the half. 2-0 Oliver Ames against Stoughton. Hedrick, the only man deep back for Oliver Ames. Short kick to Braz, right back to Luke Churchill. Chips it into the box, headed away by Stoughton's defense. Braz wins the fight against Wilson, gets the ball out of bounds. Quick throw by Walsh into Churchill, gets the ball back to Mercieri. Oliver Ames regroup. High pressing now from the Stoughton team. Halama loses his feet, but gets the ball over to Mercieri. Mercieri's pass off the mark, launched all the way across the field by Stoughton's defense to Gilson, even after that long kick gets a chance to pick up the ball. Rolls it short to Halama. Stoughton pressing it up against Mercieri. He has to clear the ball. Good touch by Walsh to Babanikas now. Offensive opportunity. Craig Churchill turns the ball upfield. He's going to get into the box now. Dribbles over to the corner looking for a cross. Gets that cross picked up by, I believe, Colin Grant from Stoughton to get that ball out of bounds for another Oliver Ames corner kick here. Luke Churchill in to take it. Luke's cross well across the goal face, headed on by Nicky Babanikas, who finds a goal kick here. The goalie seemed to dive the wrong direction. I'm not sure if that ricocheted off a defender because seemed confident with his movement as if he was going to save that header. And then the ball rolled slowly in the other direction that he dove. Strong header, or strong kick there by Luke Churchill, getting the ball over to the far post. Babanikas' tall header there to get that ball into the back of the net. Perhaps on replay you guys can see who had that final touch, but for now I'm crediting that goal to Babanikas with the assist to Luke Churchill. 3-0 Oliver Ames now in the first half. 8 minutes left in the first half. Oliver Ames again pushing in for what would be their fourth goal. Counter-attacking opportunity now for Stoughton. Wilson with the ball open now. Walsh gets back to slow him down a little bit. He does push the ball across the goal, but Halama's there to clear it. Shot on. Blocked by Halama. Second shot by Stoughton. First shot probably on goal for them. Referee calling for a Stoughton goal kick. Must have ricocheted off of Halama to go out of bounds. Stoughton's first offensive opportunity, or set-piece offensive opportunity here with their corner kick. Majority of their players standing outside the 6 in the center of the goal. Chip comes in, looks to be exactly where they're standing. First head, I believe that's going to be off a Stoughton offensive player for a goal kick for Oliver Ames to be able to clear that ball out. Looks like a good corner kick there for Stoughton, so looking for some offensive opportunities for them to get that ball deep against Oliver Ames. Win those corner kicks, they seem to have an idea what they're doing with their set pieces. Gilson's ball launched to about midfield. First touch by Stoughton, second touch by Stoughton. Lost to Halama. Halama gets the ball back to Gilson. Two players pressing him high. He launched the ball downfield. Stoughton player was there, could have sent it down, but ball just ricocheted past his foot. Cleared out of bounds by the Stoughton defense for an Oliver Ames throw. Connor Hedrick gets that ball thrown in quickly. Eventually goes across the entire field for Bernie Ellie. Ellie with Walsh behind him gets the ball to Walsh. Walsh pressured, gets the ball smartly back to Mercieri. Mercieri with a little bit of time does find Craig Churchill. His first touch doesn't get to Walsh, but his second touch eventually does get there. Strong work by Oliver Ames against that press there to move that ball around quickly. Foul is eventually called against Stoughton here. But 5 minutes left in the half. 3-0 Oliver Ames against Stoughton. Mercieri's ball well hit. Gets all the way to Craig Churchill into the box. Bounces around a few times. Few Oliver Ames players get their head to it, but can't get anything really on frame here. Walsh saves from going out of bounds, but his save goes to Wilson from Stoughton. But they can't find a way to move that ball downfield. Halama picks it up, safely gets the ball back to Gilson, which I think I've said a few times now. Mercier moves the ball to the center for Luke Churchill. Bobanicas springing Ellie down the right-hand side. Touched out of bounds by Luis Flores from Stoughton. I believe should be an Oliver Ames throw, but looks like the throw is going to Stoughton. The throw only goes as far as Walsh, who brings it down, gets the ball over to Bobanicas. Bobanicas back to Walsh. Bernie Ellie tries to turn that ball down to the corner, but loses it out of bounds for another Stoughton throw-in. Substitution for Oliver Ames. Looks like Hedrick came off. Leaving, I think, 3 defenders of the field. I believe that's James Carlson that came in down the left-hand side, certainly a forward, so probably a change in formation on that substitution for Oliver Ames here. Okay, that's Nate Mazuka that came in for Hedrick down the left-hand side. So Mazuka getting some minutes here at full defense. So not a change here in terms of strategy. In terms of strategy. Bobanika's controlling the ball against 2 players. Brought down, but after he passed the ball away, no call on that. Braz does a good job of retrieving that, getting that across field to both Churchill and to Carlson. Mercier now to Walsh. Walsh chips the ball across the entire field, I believe looking for Carlson. Headed away by Stoughton. Carlson tries to get a ball into the box, but no one's there from all the Ames to open up into that space that was opened up by the Stoughton defense. Good play by Carlson again. Craig Churchill now in the box. Can't get to that ball. Knocked away by Stoughton's defense. Ball was out of bounds for a Oliver Ames corner kick. Now with Cyrus and Johnny out, it is Drew Hall that's coming over to take that kick, which would normally be handled by Hanjani. Majority of Oliver Ames players beginning to group up at just at the top of the 6. Mizuka, the only man back for Oliver Ames to stop a possible counterattack here, but Stoughton's got no one forward. Ball only goes as far as Stoughton's defense on the corner kick, and they quickly clear it. Shot by Drew Hall, low and wide. That'll be a Stoughton goal kick here. Under 2 minutes left in the half here. Lou Churchill being called for a high kick there against the Stoughton player. Unintentional, apologizes for it as soon as it happens. Always a dangerous choice to bring your foot up that high if you're not aware of any players around you. Can result in a red card quickly, as we saw, I believe, earlier in the Canton game this season. Drew Hall gets his head to it. Counter-attacking opportunity here for Oliver Ames here, but that'll be the end of the first half here. 3-0 Oliver Ames against Stoughton, and we will be back for the second half of the game.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Abby Malafato.
And I'm
Coming to you from 50 Oliver in North Easton, this is Easton News and
Don't have time to stay up and watch ECAT channels all day long, or miss your favorite show's time slot? Don't worry, ECAT has a YouTube channel that has all the programs that we show, so you don't have to miss any of the episodes or catch up on past episodes. Search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the only capital letters. The YouTube channel has playlists for every program, even some of the programs you can download a podcast version. We even stream live events through our channel. To stay up to date with ECAT programming, make sure you look up ECAT's YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get all the alerts for the new programming premiere, and change the alerts to all to make sure you receive all of them. Remember to search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the capital letters. So there's no reason to miss any of the ECAT programming. Enjoy.
There's a storm.
Join me, Priscilla Almquist-Olsen, to explore the town of Easton and its interesting, engaging, ordinary, and extraordinary people, and meet a smorgasbord of guests, including artists, authors, musicians, business owners, community organizations, clergy, local leaders, etc., etc., etc. Community Forum at 3 p.m. on Thursdays and 1:30 p.m. on Saturdays. See you then.
Yeah. This is the life. Just relaxing by the beach. What could be better than this?
I've got an idea.
What?
I'd really like to find a forever home.
Forever home?
Yeah, like Jack Ryan talks about on Easton News. A forever home. All those animals at the APCSM, they get forever homes. Why not us?
Listen, man, I hate to tell you this.
Tell me what? Come on, tell me. Look, I can take it. Look at me. Come on, tell me. I can take it. Come on.
We're not real.
What are you talking about? Of course we're real. Look at us. We're sitting here on the beach, on vacation, being served raw meat, mind you. We're having a great time. How are we not real? No, thank you. I'm good. I've had enough. I've had enough. Thank you. What are you talking about? Of course we're real.
Look, it's not that we're not real. We're just not living, breathing animals. You don't even have a mouth, dude.
Well, oh yeah? Well, your eyes are just plastic.
Right back at you.
You've ruined my vacation. I can't believe you've done this.
I mean, well, while we're at it, why do we need a vacation? It's not like you have a job.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I'm out of here.
Cubby, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Oh, well, you have to get it eventually.
If you'd like to get your hands on a cubby of your own, scan the QR code on your screen now. Hello and welcome to Easton News. I'm Joe Taft.
And I'm Jack Ryan, and together we bring you everything you need to know about Easton, including politics.
The Town of Easton is undertaking a crucial public safety and public works facilities replacement project to enhance essential services for the community.
Community events.
Mark your calendars and get your costumes ready. The Easton Food Pantry will be hosting a Halloween parade.
And sports.
Boys soccer stayed hot, defeating Stoughton 2-1. That was the team's 5th straight division title and 4th in a row in the Davenport.
With APCSM guest segment Pet of the Week.
Hi, I'm Katie with the Animal Protection Center, and today we have a little Iris.
With help from special correspondent Wyatt Fain. Join us
For Easton News.
Playing 6 o'clock Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, residents of Easton, friends and neighbors. This is Bill Ames,
co-host with Priscilla Almquist-Olsen of the Film Connection.
on ECAT now for over 20 years. We're very proud of that.
And we like to interview guests from Easton who have been involved in the film business.
Actors, producers. We're very fortunate today to have a producer of a film.
Hey, are you a fan of history? If so, come for adventure with me, your host Drew Darty, as we explore some of the most impactful events of all time. We talk about U.S. history. These events led up to the creation of the First Continental Congress. World history. The Allied forces consist of France, the United Kingdom, Russia, Japan, and Italy, and influential figures. The legacy of Martin Luther King is one of selflessness, and he never stopped believing in the equal and free America. You'll get my takes and opinions, so come along for adventure on Drew's Venture History TV. Check us out between your recently scheduled programming as well as on YouTube. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Gail Devins, and join me as we discover all the businesses that made Easton great. This is a wonderful, wonderful place. I cannot wait. I want to do it. I want to go there. I am definitely coming back, and I know you will too, because I'm telling you something. It is absolutely amazing in here. What a wonderful way to discover Easton. It's right here in Easton. Showing at noon on Mondays, 2 p.m. on Tuesdays, and 11 a.m. on Fridays, only on ECAT.
Don't have time to sit down and watch ECAT programs? Don't worry, ECAT has got you covered. That's right, ECAT has
Podcasts!
Yes! ECAT Podcast Channel has your favorite shows that you could listen to. Whether you want to chill and listen to the Ron Van Dam Show and hear him talk about what's bothering him that day, or the show hosted by local legends Stephanie Weinstein and Meredith Keach, where they talk about anything and everything, or take a listen to the weekly news hosted by Jack Ryan and Abby Kitchenham. Stay tuned in with Tiger Talk hosted by Oliver Ames students. Community Forum is where their host Priscilla talks about all things Easton. Easton residents can also find government meetings about various topics. You can find the podcast on Podbean and all your favorite podcast platforms. Just by searching ECAT or the ECAT podcast, you can find it all. The ECAT podcast channel is powered by Podbean, So either in the car ride or walking around town, you can always catch what's going on with ECAT. Happy listening!
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Sick of all the new shows and movies dominating pop culture? Well, have no fear, because Old Time Movie and Old Time TV are here, where we like to add our own flair.
There's a truck out front, and if we could just get the keys.
Man, are you crazy?
Welcome back for the second half. Oliver Ames boys varsity against Stoughton. 3-0 is the current score. Oliver Ames 3, Stoughton 0. Nikki Babanikis, Cyrus and Johnny, and Drew Hall, goal scorers for Oliver Ames in the first half. Ball launched way out of bounds. Good job by that ball boy quickly getting that and getting the ball back to Connor Hedrick to get us restarted here. Alex Kozak sending that ball away for Stoughton. Pushing the ball forward. Counterattack opportunity here for Stoughton. Gilson has to come way off his line, kicks the ball, ricochets off Wilson. Slowly goes out of bounds, shockingly not for a goal kick or a corner kick. The ball twisting so tightly that it turned itself on the ground and pushed out of bounds for a throw-in. Throw in directly to Stoughton. Cameron Wilson has the ball, tries to get the ball over to DeSantos from Stoughton. Shot from Stoughton. Unfortunately, that connection from Kyle Garrity probably wasn't what he was looking for. Easily picked up by Zach Gilson. Stoughton looking like a better team in the second half so far. I know we're only a minute in, but certainly coming out of that halftime break with more intent. Ball rolled forward only as far as Josh Brass, who was standing directly in front of the goalkeeper. Brass being a little iffy there with his swinging his foot up as the goalkeeper tries to release the ball. You've got to allow a goalkeeper free space to release a ball. Braz on the line there for being called against the referee. The referee does say a word or two to him there. Great touch by Hedrick to get the ball right back to Luke Churchill, to Mercieri. Walsh now down the right-hand side. First touch escapes and goes out of bounds for a Stoughton throw-in. High and long throw in here. Looks like a push in the back. They're calling for a Stoughton kick at about midfield. DeSantos over to take the kick for Stoughton. Still keeping 4 defenders back, or 3 defenders plus DeSantos back. So, despite being 3 down, still playing somewhat of a defensive opportunity here. Or still a defensive game plan, I should play. Decent kick by DeSantos, headed on by a Stoughton player towards goal, but wide for a Oliver Ames goal kick. Stoughton tied for third place in the Davenport with Canton, North Attleboro, and themselves. Mansfield leading the Davenport with Oliver Ames in second place. Ball sent long and back towards Jackson Mercier. Gets the ball. Bob Nikas plenty of time and space to make a decision. Gets the ball over to Hedrick defensively. And Johnny springs the ball to the left-hand side. Churchill to Churchill. Craig Churchill comes away with the ball. He's got time to pick his head up. Finds his brother Luke. Craig now tries to find Luke again. Good connections between those two. Eventually picked up by Stoughton. Ball launched way downfield. And Johnny chooses not to go back to Gilson. Turns the ball upfield. Kicks it out of bounds for a defensive throw-in for Stoughton. Wilson turns against Halama, gets the ball to the center, but Mercieri steps up to launch that ball downfield. Bernielli pressuring. Luiga from Stoughton does do a good job turning that ball, falls, gets back, but retains control of the ball, so excellent play by him pushing that out of Stoughton's defensive zone. Here comes Oliver Ames again. Stoughton playing well defensively, now looking to push the ball into their offensive zone. DeSantos now with the ball, pushes the ball forward for 23, who isn't on my roster for Stoughton. Stoughton looking aggressive here to start that second half. Certainly coming out with a lot more life in their legs in the first half. Throw across the box, picked up by Wilson, who's had a chance for a shot, but pushed the ball out to the side of the box. Bernielli with a heavy shoulder tackle, so that'll be a dangerous Stoughton kick deep in their offensive zone. Here's Alex Kozak from Stoughton to take this kick. Players gathering in front of goal at about the 6-yard line. Tightly gathered, a lot of movement pre-kick. I believe that's Craig Churchill gets the first head to it and launches it a little past everyone else. Stoughton player goes down. Referee is not calling for a foul and is actually calling for an Oliver Ames throw-in. Strong play by Hedrick defensively. Luke Churchill sends the ball deep. Bernielli's actually there. Another hard shoulder tackle by him. Guides that ball out of bounds for an Oliver Ames throw. Walsh holds the ball to find options. Pushes it back to Mercieri. Mercieri gets it back to Walsh. And Stoughton comes away with it. Here comes Stoughton across midfield here. Excellent tackle by Hedrick to scoop up that pass. Foul by Hanjani to give Stoughton a kick at exactly midfield. Hanjani's tackle was late. Referee cautions him, not with a yellow card, but verbally gives him a caution on that tackle. Headed into the box by Stoughton after the kick. Gilson well off his line to get to it. Late kick by Stoughton will give Oliver Ames a free kick in the box coming out. Mercieri gets us restarted here. Defensive kick to about half. Walsh tries to push the ball downfield for Churchill. Goes out of bounds. Quickly restarted by Stoughton. Babanikas over there to cover that and send that ball deep back into the defensive zone for another Stoughton throw-in. Brass, excellent take offensively. Tackled hard from behind. Probably going to see the first card of the game here on that tackle. Yellow card. High School Massachusetts requires an immediate substitution of the player receiving the card. That was Kyle Garrity, I believe, from Stoughton, who is off with the yellow card. And Josh Brass seems to be on the ground for a long period of time here. Was a harsh kick to the back of his legs as he got the ball off the Stoughton player and was beginning to push away. Oliver Ames staff to go and look at Brass, see how he's doing here. 3-0, 30 minutes left in the game here. Sun has gone down, lights have come on, certainly cooling off here in Easton. Oliver Ames JV winning against Stoughton earlier today, 2-1. Game played in the far field in the back. Maybe your camera's on the left-hand side there. Prior to this game, so a lot of the JV players from both teams here in the stands tonight. Brass coming off the field with the assistance from Coach Barada and other staff from Oliver Ames. Drew Hall back onto the field now. Goal scorer from the first half, Drew Hall. Right behind goal scorer Nicky Babnikas in the first half. They're gathering at the top of the six here. Senior captain Jackson Mercier gets us restarted here. A long ball into the box. No runner from Oliver Ames fast enough to get to that ball. It was a good kick by Mercier, but no one could get there in time. Stoughton gets us restarted with a goal kick, launches the ball to about half field. First touch of Babanikas, but second touch to Stoughton. Good touch by Wilson. But that pass forward into the box from, I believe, Dos Santos, too far. So picked up by goalkeeper Zach Gilson from Oliver Ames. High clearance from him. Wilson now driving into the box. Gilson off his line does a good job getting his body in front of that ball to block it out of bounds for a Stoughton goal kick here. Stoughton setting up with their players in somewhat of an I formation directly into the center of the box. Only 4 players in the box here from Stoughton. Down 3 goals. You'd expect a little bit more aggression on these plays here. Again, the way the school scoring works and power rankings works, if they give up a 4th goal, it's not going to hurt them in the ratings at all here. So you'd imagine the goal here to be a score goal. Corner kick comes in, goes well across the entire goal face, dribbled out of bounds by a Stoughton player for an Oliver Ames throw-in. Stoughton playing a very aggressive second half here, looking like, a good, solid, even team here with Oliver Ames. I'm surprised by that goal kick or that corner kick in terms of how few players they sent forward to try to get that goal back and pull the game closer for them. Paul sent out of bounds for Stoughton for a Oliver Ames throw at midfield. Drew Hall picks up the ball from a long send by Cyrus and Johnny in the box now. Options in the center. Strong defending there by Stoughton's Andrew Luiga. We're going to have a Oliver Ames corner kick here. Cyrus and Johnny over to take it. Oliver Ames keeping 3 players back, including Halama, who's normally right in front of goal face on these things. A lot of the Oliver Ames players at the far post, but the ball goes to the short post, headed away easily by Stoughton there. And Johnny's second approach at the ball gets the ball to Craig Churchill, almost to Luke Churchill, almost gets it shot off, but ball bounced in the box a few times and picked up by the Stoughton goalkeeper, who quickly gets us restarted here. Ball to the center. A lot of the Oliver Ames players getting back on defense from the corner kick still, but they still come away with the ball here. Luke Churchill, great job by him to turn that ball up. Walsh now with options on the right-hand side, finds Craig Churchill directly in the box. Craig Churchill pushes forward. Oh, almost a goal there by our second goal by Babanikas there. Popped up and over by a Stoughton defender for another Oliver Ames corner kick. 25 minutes, just above 25 minutes left in the game here. Halama pulling up now into this corner kick. Luke Churchill's ball in. Kicked away by Stoughton, only as far as Hanjani. Walsh now dribbling onto the ball. Ball goes over to Craig Churchill and cleared out deeply to Mercieri. Gilson calling for Lucas Halama to pass the ball back to him. Lucas does a good job to get it to him. Mercieri at right-hand corner. Gets the ball forward to Walsh. Walsh with space. 2 players coming onto him. Quickly gets the ball to Luke Churchill, to Craig Churchill. Stripped away by Stoughton's defense there. Foul by Luke Churchill on a Stoughton player. Free kick for Stoughton then, leaving their defensive zone. Timeout now, with about 25 minutes left in the game here. 3-0 Oliver Ames. Babanikas, Hanjani, and Hall with goals tonight. So Oliver Ames doing what they need to do to climb back up in those power rankings, win that game by 3 goals, or win this game by 3 goals. Next game for Oliver Ames will be this Friday at 3:45. A very early game for varsity soccer. Normally it's an under the lights game, but it'll be 3:45 against Taunton here in Muscato Stadium. So probably broadcast as well on ECAT again. These two teams will face each other, I believe, the very last game of the season. Now, Oliver Ames goes on the road for, I believe, for their last 4 games or so. But I think the last game of the season is these two playing each other again in Stoughton's home. Awesome new stadium in Stoughton. Looking forward to seeing another game there. So to get us restarted here after the timeout. Ball launched only as far as the Oliver Ames defense. It gets 2 heads to it, but the ball does eventually drop to Stoughton. Luke Churchill aggressively coming out and tackling the ball forward. Tries to spring Drew Hall down the left-hand side, but picked up by Stoughton's defense. SD Santos has probably been one of the better players for Stoughton this half. Seems to be switching fields often in that midfield and making a lot of making a difference for all Ames having a hard time getting through. Mercier gets the ball to Hall. Hall brings the ball down. Good job controlling against a few players. Churchill brings the ball down, tries to spring Walsh, who couldn't get the ball in time, but kicked out of bounds for an Oliver Ames throw, and Walsh should take this. Drew Hall in the field. This might have been the throw that Drew Hall would have taken, but Walsh takes it, gets it to Craig Churchill in the box. Cheeky back heel by him to get the ball to Hanjani, who looks for his second goal of the game. Shot is wide. Bernielli with a chance to come onto that on the far-hand side, but couldn't. Stoughton restarts, throws the ball quickly down the left-hand side, but Bob Benikas is there to scoop it up. Here comes Stoughton now. Mercier stops Stoughton's approach, but loses the ball at midfield here. Now Stoughton without Oliver Ames without Mercier back on defense. Walsh comes in to take the position up for him. Walsh commits a foul outside the box, so now Stoughton with a real good free kick opportunity about 10, 12 yards outside of the box here. Oliver Ames holding the line at the top of the box, not allowing Stoughton players to push in here. Wall pushed back. 5-man wall set up by Gilson here. Shot comes in. Looks like it's going to be high and wide for Stoughton. Hedrick tries to get the ball forward to Hall, passes off the mark. Stoughton picks it up, pushes it back to their defense. Aggressive push forward again by Luke Churchill. Lose the ball to Luiga again, who's having a big game for Stoughton in that central defensive position, despite the score. Has seemingly had a very good game here. He again gets that ball first, clears it out of Stoughton's defense. Craig Churchill with time about 10 yards outside of the box. Push the ball far across the field looking for Bernielli, who does get to that ball before it can get out of bounds. Good tackle by the Stoughton defender to kick it out of bounds for an Oliver Ames throw-in. Drew Hall to take this throw-in. Be a launch inside the box here. Bounces for Craig Churchill, gets his first head to it, but it's chipped up high and out of bounds for a Stoughton goal kick. Goal kick goes to half. First touch to Oliver Ames, but ricocheted over to Jeanette from Stoughton. Lose the ball out of bounds against Hedrick, but does win the throw-in. Quickly thrown in. Stoughton looking to get into the box, but blocked up by the Oliver Ames defense. Great back tackle there by Babanikas. Babanikas looking to spring Hanjani down the right-hand side. He gets there. He's going to dribble the ball into the box. He's got Craig Churchill in the middle. Craig Churchill gets that ricochet shot. But Harabi from Stoughton is there to make another save. Kalama back to Gilson. Gilson's forced to send that ball to half. Does a good job getting the ball to about Bernielli's area, but Stoughton comes away with it. Babanikos has space to dribble into the offensive zone for all of Ames. Rolls the ball out for Hanjani on the right-hand side. Hanjani back to Babanikos. Stoughton defense really dug in here. Babanikos dribbles through a few players, gets that shot off, but can't get it on frame. Comes off the wrong side of his foot and out of bounds for a Stoughton goal kick. Bernielli pulls the ball down just outside the box, but picked up by Stoughton's defense. Under 20 minutes now left in the game here. 3-0 Oliver Ames. Excellent back tackle there by Bob Neeks to get back and pull the ball off the Stoughton players who are looking for a counterattack. Churchill gets the ball now, pushes the ball far out wide, looking for Hanjani. Gets to dribble into the box, takes that shot, saved by the Stoughton goalkeeper. Ball goes out of bounds before Bernielli could get to it and send it back, so we're going to have an Oliver Ames goal kick here. Beretta keeping two players back, warming up some players on the sideline here. And Johnny to take the goal kick. Gets the ball across goal face. Punched away by the Stoughton goalkeeper. Babanikos with a smart shot directly back over. And Johnny gets that ball, gets a shot off, but it goes off the crossbar and out of bounds for a Stoughton goal kick. .43 now subs on for Oliver Ames. I don't have him on my roster, but I've heard a couple Let's Go Charlies, so Let's Go Charlie. I'll assume that's Charlie. And congratulations for Charlie for probably getting his first minutes on the OA varsity field here. Ball back to Gilson. Mercier defensively now with control of the ball here. 15 minutes left. 3-0 Oliver Ames here. Good turn by Craig Churchill. Gets upfield. Space to dribble. Tackled well from behind. The referee's going to call that tackle as a foul. That's going to give Oliver Ames a very dangerous kick about 10 yards outside the box on the right-hand side. I mentioned earlier about Drew Hall here, who looks like he'll be taking this kick. Previous goalkeeper for the past two seasons. He is not playing goalie seemingly this season, or might be the backup for Zach Gilson, who's now the starting goalkeeper. But the reason why he's out of that goal is largely for his ability to do this. His ability to generate power and keep the ball low is a unique skill amongst players. So I'd expect a shot directly from here. Except for I'm completely wrong. He pushes it over to Luke Churchill, who gets the ball cross goal face, but a little high and rolls over the top of the goal. Drew Hall comes away with the ball for Oliver Ames here. A little tussle between the two players. Stoughton eventually gets there. Babanikas comes over to kick that ball out of bounds for Stoughton throwing. Nope, referee is changing their call and giving Oliver Ames the throw-in. Stoughton with a big chance. Pereira's pass over into the box a little too hard. No one can get to it in time. Oliver Ames goal kick here. Substitution now coming on for Stoughton. Wilson coming back onto the field. Short goal kick. Mercier dribbles it out, gets pressured, has time to push that ball forward, finds Craig Churchill. Now Luke Churchill over to Babanikas. Charlie down that left-hand side, taken off the ball by a Stoughton defender. Only goes as far as Babanikas to out of bounds. Stoughton throw only as far as Halama, who heads the ball out of bounds. True Hall takes the ball off the Stoughton players, sends the ball downfield, trying to find Craig Churchill. Stoughton has to kick it out of bounds. Unfortunately for Stoughton, it looks like Luiga dropped on the ground, a little injured there, so hopefully he's okay. He gets back up as the ball comes quickly back in. The refs don't stop it for an injury. Walsh is spaced defensively. Good pass by Halama. Walsh tries to find and does find Carlson down the right-hand side. Carlson gets the ball knocked off his feet. And a big substitution now coming on for Oliver Ames. Drew Hall coming off. Charlie coming on. Coming off. Bernie Ellie back on. Josh Braz back on. And it looks like Henjani back on. I don't doubt that Coach Barada is looking for his fourth goal here. Or the fourth goal of the game for Oliver Ames. Get that 3+ goal differential and allow him to sub on some of the players looking to get experience on the field here. Walsh's throw called back as Stoughton was substituting a player off. Looks like he's hurt. Hopefully everything's okay. Player hobbles off the field and goes directly to the ground with what looks like a leg injury. Can't see the number from here, but hope he's okay. Didn't see anything specific that happened. Walsh gets us restarted here. Ball over to Braz. Good head on by him to find Henjani. But ball picked up by the Stoughton defense. Babanikas and Bernie Ellie slightly on the wrong page there. Good pass forward by Babanikas, but too far for Bernie to get to. Ball lost out of bounds by Oliver Ames. Substitution now for Stoughton. Gilson picks up the ball, pushes the ball out to Walsh, who's got space to run and move. Stoughton quickly go over to cover him. Gets the ball to, I believe that's Bernielli. Yes, Bernielli gets the ball back to Mercieri. Stoughton really pressing hard here. Halama sends the ball downfield during the Stoughton press. Onside, Craig Churchill, one-on-one with the goalie, pulls the ball back. Pulls around two Stoughton players. Does eventually get the ball to Hanjani. Hanjani gets the ball great pass by him to find Walsh on the right-hand side. Pulls the ball into the box, takes his shot on, wide, hits side netting. That was a wonderful pass by Hanjani to cross the field there, find Walsh wide open in the box. Good aggressive header by Babanikas. Hedrick over the head kick. Out of bounds for a Stoughton throw-in. Halama finds Walsh. Walsh, long ball looking for Churchill, who looks like he's going to get there in time. Strong defensive play by Luiga from Stoughton to shield that ball away from Churchill. Stoughton now pushing into their offensive zone. They've got number 4s here. Wilson with the ball now. Mercieri springs forward to get that ball off them. Walsh and Wilson going shoulder to shoulder now. Wilson's kick forward is lost out of bounds for an Oliver Ames throw-in. Oliver Ames throw-in being held up, and I'm not sure why. Oh, I'm looking way back in the field here. Unfortunately, that looks like Luiga, who did eventually go down with that leg injury we saw earlier. Certainly was a defensive stalwart for Stoughton this entire game here. It's unfortunate to see him down. Something happened earlier. I wasn't sure if an injury or cramping up. Staff on the field to take a look at him. Clock paused. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game here. Looks like an unfortunate injury for one of the better defensive efforts from the Stoughton players, or for Luiga. Luiga up now, grabbing at hamstring area and being assisted off by new coach Dan Rudolph, as well as other staff members. Walsh get us restarted after that injury break. This throw to Babanikas looks directly out of bounds. Stoughton with a offensive throw in here. Throw into Wilson at the top of the box. Halama's there to clear it, but his clearance isn't the clearance he was looking for. Has to get kicked on by a few players, but picked up by the Stoughton defense. Back to their goalkeeper, Braz pressing high. Ball sent to mid. Bobanicus is there. He and Luke Churchill to combine to bring the ball down to Walsh. Heads it forward, looking to bring the ball to an offensive zone. Strong header by Drew Hall, looking for Josh Braz on the right-hand side. Braz wins control of the ball, gets the ball to Luke Churchill. Turns, gets it back to Braz. Braz back to Churchill. Offsides. Good connected play between those two here. Stoughton get us restarted after that offsides. Their kick goes directly to Bobanicus, who finds Hall. Bobanicus finds Churchill, who finds Bernielli. Walsh's cross in, doesn't get across the Stoughton defense, but he gets the ball back for Oliver Ames. Chipped into the box, almost picked up by Drew Hall. Here comes Stoughton down now through across midfield. Some hands in the back. Good job by Luke Churchill to win that foul. Slow that game down. Mercieri tries to find Hanjani, who gets his first touch, but goalie wasn't in position for that. But gets back in time. Ball goes back to Braz, who almost has the ability to stuff it right into the goal. But ball goes out of bounds for a Stoughton goal kick. Good vision by Mercieri to find a wide open Hanjani and a goalkeeper out of position. Unfortunately, that Oliver Ames couldn't turn that into that fourth goal. Short goal kick. High press now by Oliver Ames. Nice job by Hedrick to get that ball off the Stoughton player, but here comes Stoughton again. Wilson's touch escapes him, so Oliver Ames picks the ball up. Braz back to Hall. He did have Hanjani pushing down that left-hand side wide open. Miscommunication on the Stoughton player as pass forward, but out of bounds. Under 5 minutes left in the game now. Clock stops here at the stadium with 5 minutes left, so I'm going to be guessing on how much time there is going forward. Hedrick gets the ball forward to Hanjani. Hanjani gets the ball forward to Braz as well. Good movement by the Oliver Ames offense here. Hall tries to get that ball right back to Braz, but picked up by the Stoughton defense. Only as far as Connor Hedrick. Ball launched by the Stoughton defense into Oliver Ames' defense. Walsh now on the right-hand side. Finds Churchill. Churchill back to Walsh. Walsh does a good job to get that ball back to Mercier. Decent movement here. Gilson pushes the ball forward. No one there on his pass. Here comes Stoughton here, turning the ball with about 10 yards outside the box. Wilson now with a chance to shoot. Good job by Mercier to get the ball off his feet. Out of bounds for a Stoughton corner kick here. One player back for Stoughton. Here comes the push for the goal. Similar I formation as we saw earlier, but now at the far post. Ball gets to that far post, goes over everybody. Walsh's clearance, not what he wanted. Ball kicked out of bounds on that shot for a corner kick. corner kick coming here from Stoughton, looking to get a goal off Oliver Ames with less than 5 minutes to go. Here comes the kick. Good kick into the box. First headed by Oliver Ames. Excellent save by Gilson, and excellent header there by Bobanikas to defend that corner kick. Out of bounds again for another Stoughton corner kick, though. Short corner kick by Stoughton. Churchill out to challenge. They try to turn to the box. Shot on, but well wide of the goal here for a Oliver Ames goal kick. Dave and Ecanaro now on for a few minutes to close out the game. Ecanaro brings the ball down, does a good job finding Luke Churchill. Quick push onto him, but he does get the ball back to Walsh. Walsh back to Mercier. Several Stoughton players well onto that. Ball lost out of bounds for an Oliver Ames throw. Bernieri flicks on DeBraz. Stoughton's defense knocks it out of bounds again for another Oliver Ames throw-in. Can't be much time left in this game. Oliver Ames 3, Stoughton 0. Walsh gets us quickly restarted here. Finds Ellie in the corner. Kicked out of bounds for an Oliver Ames corner kick now. Oh, it looks like it might have been Bernie's kick. So it's going to be a Stoughton goal kick. And that'll do it for the game. Oliver Ames winning against Stoughton 3-0. That'll push Oliver Ames probably into first place in the Davenport. And thank you for watching here on Easton Community Access. We'll see you on Friday when Oliver Ames plays Taunton.
ECAT's production of OA Sports are provided by RevT. We simplify technology for better. The Easton Lions Club, Doug King Builders Incorporated. ECAT would like to thank all the sponsors for the support of producing OA Sports.